Hi. Hello. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? How you guys doing? We are back. I told y'all got me twice today. Y'all got me twice today, honey. Yes, we are back in the building. How you guys doing? Happy Sunday to everyone. Hopefully you guys got a chance to check in the early petty pop in, honey. It was indeed petty. So hopefully y'all checked it out and hit that like button. Thank you guys again for being here. It is Sunday. It is review day, honey. Love and Marriage Huntsville review. So I'm hoping that you guys are ready for that because I sure am. Says hello, Caramel and chat. Hello, hello, and hello. All right, let's see what mods we got in here tonight. I see Linda Gamble in the house. Thank you, Linda Gamble, for being here. We might get Bill Wilson in here a little later. She's usually here as well. But I think Linda can handle it so far. Oh, I see Bill. I see her. Thank you for being here, Bill Wilson and Linda Gamble. Thank y'all for modding for me tonight. I appreciate it. Yes. Says, hey, my Leo sister, love you. Love you back. All right. Leo's in the house, honey. Y'all know we rule the world. We do. I don't care what nobody else say. Leo's, we're y'all know what it is. All right, so let's get into the show. All right. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville Review, Season 6, Episode 18, Melody versus Marsau, Round 5. Okay? Yes, God. You do. Thank you so much. Woo, we rock. All right, so the episode starts, okay, with Tiffany at her Sip and See event for baby Ace, okay? The planners are there, and they're still working to get everything set up, okay? And then Tiffany's friend Nikki, she welcomes everyone to the event, and she prepares to announce and introduce baby Ace, okay, when he kind of gets a little fussy. So then Tiffany's like, okay, let me get him. Let me go ahead and feed him. So, after which everybody can come, kind of commingle around and see and or introduce themselves to baby Ace, okay? So she goes ahead and feeds the baby so that he can stop being so fussy because he starts crying, child. He is just like, I'm not here for this. I ain't trying to be meeting nobody. I want some damn milk, okay? So while the announcer / MC is talking, Tisha, who did not RSVP, came walking in late per usual, because y'all know Tisha is always late for every damn thing, okay? In her 3T jumper outfit, and her fake Chanel bag, because y'all know I caught that. Caramel don't miss nothing, honey. So Tiffany kind of points out that she is surprised, honey, to see Tisha since she chose not to reply to her RSVP, which I think that's very rude. You always supposed, if you planning to attend a party, then you should RSVP that person back so that they can get an accurate head count of who's going to be there and how many people that they should be able to serve for, okay, or have to serve for. So if you don't comment back and you just pop up and show up, like, that's hella rude, okay? Somebody said I called the fake person too. It's hella fake, all right? So Tisha, she goes into her confessional after being late arriving. She says that she decided to come to the reveal because even though Tiffany is very messy, that she does like her and that she's there to show her support, okay? She had on this whole noose dress, that white noose dress that we keep seeing in her confessionals, okay? I was like, ciao. So they decided to let Tiffany go ahead, like I said, feed the baby. Everyone else, they kind of go ahead and they start fixing their food to kind of eat and allow the baby to calm down and stop being fussy while he was hungry. So Tisha, of course, she goes around to all the ladies to kind of greet them with a hug. When she kind of gets to Stormy's just like, hey girl, whatever. Like, she ain't really giving her that, that hey girl energy. She's just like, which Tisha quickly picks up on that. And Stormy was just kind of looking at her like, girl, go sit your fake ass down somewhere. Like, Stormy was just not feeling her. And Stormy is like me, and I'm not a huge fan of Stormy, but one characteristic that she does have that I have is I'm not cool and I'm not good at faking how I feel about something. If I'm not feeling a person, you will see it all the way here. You will see it all over my face, and I'll be like, that'll be me. But yeah. So then Tisha goes into confessional once again. She says that she realized that Stormy was still very standoffish, okay? And she also says I don't know why Stormy's still acting mad when we already talked about things on the phone. She says that she wasn't, she said that she was good and that Stormy is kind of giving different vibes and giving her the cold shoulder, and she does not understand why, okay? Tisha then goes up to Kimmy to fix a plate, which Tisha and Kimmy, they're the first ones in line, it looks like, to kind of throw shade at Tiffany's event. She's like, are they just now starting or whatever? And I'm like, Tisha, you really wasn't supposed to be there. So for you to be asking, did an event start, trying to hint at the fact that they are starting late? Well, you got there late and you weren't really supposed to be there, sis. Okay. You didn't even RSVP, which means you're really not on the guest list to be there. So for you to be one of the first people in line to get food and then trying to throw shade when you was feeding your face a little bit more than everybody else, I started to notice as the episode went on. Okay. It was given too much. It was given that you probably didn't have no food at home the way you were eating. That's what it gave me. I mean, you were eating like it was the Last Supper, like totally. All right, so you were late, so girl, bye. Kimmy kind of rolls her eyes like, girl, yes, like we are indeed starting late, okay? Kimmy then says to Tisha, she says that I was asking her if you had RSVP'd her back. Kimmy also goes on to say that she said that she did not RSVP. No, Tisha says that she did not RSVP because she forgot. Okay, she said, I forgot to RSVP. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Tisha. You just came up in there because you felt like that's what you wanted to do. If it was for any other event that you were supposed to RSVP for, you would have done it. But the simple fact that it was Tiffany, you totally disregarded what she asked you to do in her rules and regulations in terms of coming to her party because you felt like it was just Tiffany and you felt like you could just do that. And maybe you were on your get back because you did previously tell Kimmy when Kimmy came to your little ass apartment that you didn't even think you were going to go. I don't really want to hang around those girls. I don't really think I'm going to go. I think I'm just going to pray about it in terms of whenever Kimmy asked you where you going to go. So now all of a sudden you just pop up out of the blue and you happy to be there. Like, girl, please. Okay. So you didn't forget about it because you've been talking about it. Okay. You've been talking about it. So cut it. Scissors. So like I said, everybody is sitting down and they're eating when Tisha kind of notices that the energy is different. And kind of off with the girls. Everybody's kind of not talking or whatever. Everybody's kind of quiet, just kind of looking around. Stormy, she's still giving stone face like, yeah, bitch, I'm not seeing it for you and would. She's on that. Tisha says via confessional, she says the energy is off in here. She says it's supposed to be a happy occasion. We're supposed to be happy and joking. She says that she says something's just not right. She says, I don't know what I just walked into. And I was just like, well, you walked into people not really feeling you because half the people in that group you kind of talk shit about. And it's kind of got back to the person that you kind of said some things to about them. So they're kind of not feeling you and being on this fake shit kind of you want them to be. So Stormy's kind of not feeling you. Mel is kind of not feeling you because she's already heard through Nell that you've been kind of, co-signing the bullshit with your husband. So everybody's kind of not feeling you. Okay. Yeah, the only person probably is feeling you is Kimmy, and that's because she has to, because that's your sister-in-law. But moving on. Okay, yeah. They're like, child, bye. So Tisha says to Kimmy, she says, why is everybody so quiet? But she says it in a way to where everybody in their group could hear. Okay, she, what is going on? Why is everybody so quiet? That's Tisha. So then Tisha goes around the room and she kind of picks out Mel first. She says, you look like you about to fall asleep. She's trying to engage in conversation to kind of feel the room, to feel the energy. And Mel's just like, no, I'm not asleep. I'm not sleepy, but carry on. Mel kind of give her that look. So then she says to Kim, she says, have y'all been quiet like this since y'all got here? She said, y'all just been sitting. So then Stormy kind of looks at Tisha like, it was quiet until you got here. Like Stormy was just not feeling Tisha at all. She was just giving her this look like, I'm just not feeling you, Tisha. And I'm talking about she was giving her this stone cold look like she really wanted to go in and punch her ass in the face. That's how she was looking at her. I was like, damn, what is really going on between y'all? Let me send y'all some vibes. Send you some vibes over there, girl, so y'all can bring it down. Jesus. So then Nell then says, no, we've been talking. Okay. She says, and then of course Kimmy says, no, actually we talked about the expo. So then Tisha said, oh shit. Like, here we go with this. She didn't want to talk about the expo because y'all already know it's a whole lot of stuff that's been going on and talked about in that damn expo. So Tisha kind of said, shit. Then she rolls her eyes. Okay. Meanwhile, she's stuffing her face the entire time, baby. Like she had not ate in 30 days and 30 nights. Honey, like Jesus. Y'all know, child, back in the Bible days, they ain't eating 30 days and 30 nights. And Tisha, she was acting like she ain't eating about 30 days and 30 nights. The way she was, child, it looked like shrimp at one point. She was stuffing the shrimp in her mouth. She had a big old piece of something here. She put the whole damn piece in her mouth. I was like, girl, do you know you on camera? But go off, honey. So then Kimmy goes on to say that I think that we should have something to kind of get everyone together to get some feedback, honey. So when Tisha heard feedback, because, feedback to her sound like it got something to do with food, honey. Tisha immediately says, I don't really need no feedback. And I'm like, it's feedback with a CK, not T. Okay, not feedback. It's feedback. Work with me, girl. Let it flow, honey. Let it flow. Feedback. All right. Of course, like I said, with a mouthful of food, Kimmy kind of looks at Tisha like, really, Tisha? Like, really? And then she says, everybody needs feedback, honey. Everybody needs feedback. So Tisha was like, yeah, but I'm over it. Still again with the mouthful of food. She's talking with all this food in her mouth. Yeah, but I'm over it. Spitting shit everywhere. So then Storm is kind of looking, like I said, still stone faced. She's still not feeling it. Everybody's kind of looking at Tisha like, really? After she said she don't need no feedback, because everybody knows she needs all the feedback she can get, because she's married to a whole clown, baby. She is married to a whole clown. So, baby, you need all the feedback you can get. All right. So I have a clip that I want to play for you guys. Y'all know I've been telling y'all I'm gonna play clips about Tara, what is going on the episode. So we're gonna listen to the audio so you guys can get a whole in-depth knowledge of what was going on.
To be able to kind of talk about the ins and outs, like, you know, it's
talking about the feedback.
To get feedback. I don't need feedback. Everybody needs feedback. I got some feedback. I'm over it. Everybody needs feedback. I don't need no more feedback. From the sweat. I heard you felt the way. I did. Why? Because we've been there 30 years.
That's Nell.
Feeling not to be invited to the expo. After Tish said she was going to make sure we were there. We were talking about baby Ace. Oh, so you had talked about it before it happened. Exactly. And you were told that you were going to be invited. Yes. So I did mention it to them at the girls' birthday party. And you forgot? I didn't think about like inviting, like sending out personal invitations to other people. I just put it on social media. But once again, we're gonna rehash this. No, we don't have to rehash it. You're gonna make sure they're there. I shouldn't have to go on social media. It's dead. It's dead. Your point has been received, clear as day. They made it crystal clear. I'm over it. You can be over it. But when you're saying you're over it, it's not shade. It's just you saying I'm over it. It's not shade. I'm just, those are facts. I'm just over it. You take it as shade? Yeah. Oh, so how would you like if you have a totally different communication? You got a totally different energy right now than what we had at dinner. I know the energy's the same. No, it's not. We were more engaged at dinner than we are right now. I brought it up. Like just now, it was me. So stop being messy. I'm not being messy.
I would go over there and get their conversation if I wasn't thirsty.
Yeah.
Why on earth are we having a conversation at a baby reveal about the Black Expo event? I thought we just talked about this.
So the Black Business Expo is over. So if anybody else want to have one, feel free to do it.
But that's not the right attitude.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with it.
Why? But that's not how you improve on an event.
I don't want to really hear the feedback right now.
Why?
Because I don't feel like it's coming from a good place.
I'm coming from a good place.
I'm really coming from a good place. You told me how you felt. You was upset about it, and I received that, and I apologize. So what more you want from me?
I don't want anything from you.
Okay. Okay. But that's why I'm over it. Listen, I need people to be consistent. I can't do all this. We're good. We're not good. Like, if we resolve the issue, we're good. But if we say we're good, I need that energy from you also. We have nothing else to give in that situation. That's why I'm bad.
If and gave and give what it is.
Exactly. It's over. OB.
Okay.
Don't you know OBER?
Not a problem. And that is my attitude.
She said it's over. OV. I was like, where the other two letters at, Tisha? I mean, I know your mama ain't go to school, but damn, you don't went to ICDC college out here, and I know they had spelling at ICDC college, girl. You cannot sit on national television talking about it's over, OV, and then think you done read somebody, girl. You got to finish reading them and put that ER on the end. Let's move on, child. Oh, Lord, I can't stand when people can't be spelling out here, child. So now, honey, as you can see, now, honey, went off, honey, about this expo situation because Tisha was messy in terms of how she did stuff. I feel like Tisha didn't know what the hell she was doing in terms of putting this damn expo or expo together. I feel like she didn't know what she was doing. And I feel like she got the big head and she felt like because she was able to get all these people to show up there that she was just really doing some shit when she really was not. She made a mess of it. It was a total mess, and she don't want to hear the feedback from the girls in the group because she knows that she made a total mess of it, okay? She made a total mess, all right? But like I was saying, Nell went off about Tisha kind of getting smart with her. She didn't like that, and I totally feel Nell on that. And she should have snapped on her ass because Tisha feels like that she's uncheckable. And people that feel like that, those are the main ones that your ass need to be trying to check. The uncheckable ones, the ones that feel that they cannot be checked, are the ones that should be checked. All right. Now, then Tiffany, she kind of finishes nursing and she kind of comes over to the table. And it kind of finishes the discussion about the expo. I'm kind of tired of talking about this expo mess, but let's continue. I have another clip that I want to play for you guys where they continue to talk about the expo. All right. This is where Tisha is going to get mad. She's going to stand up and kind of walk off while they're talking. Let's continue.
They just talking about the expo and rehashing what happened.
They're catching Tiffany up.
Should have happened.
Well, all these people have ideas. I think there should be another one. That's what I said. I mean, I can keep the front row warm.
I thought your energy would change after the baby came out. No, y'all already hashed it out, though. Y'all good now? Well, we originally went to lunch, and that's where we first heard Tiffany's part that she was on the front row.
But then what had happened was that she had an opinion, and then it was like, oh, okay.
Who is
she?
We're good.
Because Stormy was like, no, I'm not talking about this $100.
Like, who is she?
It's supposed to be like a celebration. So what happened with the $100? Have a good time. I want to know what happened with the $100.
Talking about money now. Tisha been quiet.
Tisha's ignoring me. Are you ignoring me too, Storm? What happened with the $100? I wasn't there. Like, seriously, what happened with the $100? You want to tell me?
I think we have.
We talked about it. I'm talking to you, Storm. I'm not even talking to you. Don't you got
talking to you.
I'm talking to you. We came over here. Tiff brought it up again. Let's talk about it.
I don't actually remember bringing up $100, but I recall that some of the vendors had to pay and some people didn't. And she's like, I just spent more than $100 on the balloon arch. You asked me for money. I didn't know I was going to pay it. Oh, and by the way, you want it right now.
Tisha gets up to walk away at this point, y'all.
Well, at the dinner with Marsau and Tish, they said no one was charged any money.
I get that Tisha doesn't want to rehash the Black Expo situation again. Why do you leave?
I don't want to talk about it no more.
Stormy's going to get Tisha to bring her back to the table.
Also thinks that she has to stop running off every time she gets any bit of criticism because it's at a point where we should just be able to sit down and hash these things out.
We're still talking about it again? Yeah, y'all said no one paid. Nobody paid anything when we had the dinner. Oh, okay. That's what we said.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Okay. So it was a lie.
Y'all hear that?
Kimmy said earlier, no, it's paid.
Good job.
Y'all said Kimmy and them didn't pay nothing. Really? Y'all said Storm and them didn't pay nothing.
For y'all to say y'all ain't had no money come in, I don't know if that's a joke. Like, I think that's a joke.
Now Kimmy jumping in.
What no money come in from there?
That's what she said. She said that he said y'all ain't get no money from people, no money.
We said we didn't.
No, she said you said you ain't get no money.
We have no money coming in.
We paying for this out of our pocket. And so we're not going to sit back and be like, oh, well, I got to pay you too.
You're doing a flashback with the flexion.
I know is that we came out of our pocket. Right, and that's what he said. Make any money off of it.
It looked like y'all being real secretive about like the event and like the money pertaining to the event. Everybody now gonna be like, "What the I got going on?" Like, cause
that's not about the business we paid for. Is the event.
Shit, nobody's business what we paid for.
Questions because
why do people have questions? If you ever thrown an event, you guys know it could be expensive. So it's none of y'all business what happened with the money, where the money went. I'm about to go. Y'all can have the money. Nah, I'm about to go. Don't leave, Tish.
You should always run away.
I'm not explaining to y'all about this. Like, I'm tired of it. Y'all making my head hurt, for real. Yeah, she can leave with shit. Anybody else should have an expo, and y'all have it. Y'all throw it and do it bigger and better. Give away scholarships. Do whatever you want to do.
The fact of the matter is I've thrown several events. And
that's Kimmy.
Albeit Tisha doesn't need to open up her books for everyone. I don't want her to feel like everybody's here to attack her. But people who have donated time and or money, in my opinion, have reasonable questions that should be answered. I don't want you to feel like everybody's jumping your direction. It looks that it's coming your direction only because it was y'all's event.
And when you put your hard work into something, right after the event, you don't want to hear a whole bunch of negative things. Like, it's okay to criticize things. I received that. That's okay. But the way you guys was bringing it to me.
But I think if we have town hall of sort, just to kind of hear out some of the things that maybe could have gone better. It might be helpful. And I'm talking about constructive criticism. I'm not talking about a whole town hall bashing session.
You said what they would have liked to see or improve or more of.
Correct.
I don't totally hate this idea, and I'm open to constructive criticism.
Lies.
However, what I do not like is getting attacked by these ladies every single time I see them. I would have to discuss this with Marcel.
Why you gotta talk to Marsau? Why you got that's the problem. That's the problem they already have with Tisha is you continue to put Marsau in women business. You running back like a little schoolgirl and telling Marsau everything. Why you can't sit down like a grown ass woman? And we talked about this in my live earlier in my pop-in. Why is it that you as a grown ass 40-something-year-old woman cannot sit down with other women who are in your age range and have a civil conversation about something versus running back at home and telling your husband what the women are talking about, which then puts him in the middle, which then makes him feel like he has the right to sit up and talk shit to women. This has nothing to do with him. This has nothing to do with him. Tisha cannot fight her own battles. Tisha cannot handle her own business. Hence the reason why her mama keeps jumping in it and trying to handle it for her. Tisha has everybody else handling her shit. All she thinks she's supposed to do is go lay on the BBL table and get BBLs and help Marcel on his bullshit and run around and talk shit behind the scenes. And then when soon as somebody jump in her ass and tell her how she feels, she ready to go. She grabbing her fake bag. She walking around looking stupid, rolling her eyes like a 3-year-old or somebody in middle school. Tisha, grow up. Grow up. There was some mismanagement of funds, and everybody sitting at the table could see that. But she didn't want to acknowledge it. So now you got to run home and get with Marcel so that you guys can come up with a different story because you know they're going to continue to talk about it. So the next time they see your ass, you and him got a different story to tell. Why all of a sudden now you got a headache when you came in and was being messy, your head wasn't hurting. Notice when your ass came in late and you was trying to fill the room and see why everybody else was not talking to you, your head wasn't hurting then. Your head wasn't hurting when you got up there to fix that big ass plate. Your head wasn't hurting when you were sitting there throwing shade. But as soon as the conversation is redirected to you, when they're putting your ass on the chopping block and they're telling you what your ass needs to know, now all of a sudden, I got a headache. I gotta go. I'm going to talk to Marcel. Girl, grow your ass up. Moving on, child. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Tisha is a whole child. A 40-something-year-old child who is insecure, who cannot have an adult conversation. Those are the type I don't fool with. For real. Let's move on. I see y'all putting the bullseye in there. You know I'm telling the damn truth. Tisha, honey, like I said, is hella uncomfortable discussing the money because she knows that there's some shit going on that she should not have done, and they can see through her bullshit, okay? But Tisha's always go-to is to run when she gets called out. And that's it, and that's all, okay? Now they kind of take turns playing with baby Ace after Tiffany have them bring the baby over to the table when all the girls are still sitting there right before Tisha leaves. Tisha with her chunky ass sitting over there with this loud high-pitched voice that's gonna scare the damn baby. She's sitting behind Tiffany. Hi, baby Ace. I was like, bitch, turn the volume down. That's a newborn. You don't be sitting there that loud when you sitting there trying to talk to no damn newborn. And baby Ace felt the energy. Y'all know that babies can feel energies. Baby Ace ass was sitting there looking at them like, baby Ace had a whole stank face, y'all. I swear to God. Go back and look at the episode. Baby Ace was looking like this. Tisha was sitting there laughing and smiling at the baby, and he was just like, stank face. They turned the baby this way over by Mel and Nell and Kimmy. Right back to that stank face. I said, babies can pick up energies. The baby was like, I ain't feeling you. And you done move me over here to look at Kimmy, and I ain't feeling you either. Moving on, child. I said, baby Ace, baby. Look at the Lord working through you. The Lord is working through you, baby Ace. Okay. Yes, he was. I said, damn. Oh, he was giving him a stank face. All right. So Kimmy asked, was Kiki. Where's Kiki? All right. Kiki did not show up to the event. She was invited. Tiffany did say that she did invite Kiki, okay? She was telling everybody, thank you for coming. But she said, where's Kiki? I don't see Kiki. Kiki did not come. Where is she? We still got all the doorknobs. Where's Kiki? I think that's how she knew that Kiki was not there, because they looked around and they saw all the doorknobs were still on the doors, because y'all know she made a little shade in the last episode saying that, hopefully we don't lose no doorknobs. So she kind of looked around the room and she saw the doorknobs were still in place, and she realized that that Kiki's ass was not there. So Kimmy didn't ask. She said, "Oh, you invited Kiki?" And Tiffany says, "I did. Actually, I did." So Kimmy kind of looked like, "Oh, okay. I didn't know that y'all was on that level yet to where you kind of inviting her." So then Tisha kind of looks like, "Wow, you invited her," because Tisha don't want nobody to be nowhere that she is because she feel like she's important. She's really not feeling Kiki at this point. So then Tisha, of course, goes into confessional. Says that given her history, meaning Kiki, she says, "I'm surprised that Tiffany invited Kiki because she has a habit of being a no-call, no-show." And she says it doesn't matter that she ain't gonna be here anyway. Okay, so it's like she knew she wasn't gonna be there. But I'm like, Tisha, but you RSVP late, child. And the fact that you trying to say that somebody wasn't gonna be there, like I said before, you wasn't supposed to be there either, but go off. I feel like she put some food in that little fake ass bag too. We're gonna have to check up on it. I might have to reach out to Tiffany and say, was y'all missing too much chicken and shrimp over there? Because Tisha might have had a to-go plate in her purse that y'all didn't know about. Yeah, I'm being messy and I'm telling on your ass, Tisha. Now, moving on. Now, Ace's grandma came to get the baby. She said, "Okay, I'm coming to get baby Ace now." So, so the girls can talk and kind of have their little moment. So grandma done came and got baby Ace and she done walked off with the baby. Nell, she goes into confessional and she says, "And I'm surprised that Kiki is not here at the baby reveal," because she was kind of hoping that Kiki would come because, when she and Kiki kind of sat and talked, Kiki was like, "Oh yeah," she was happy to come. She sounded like she was thrilled to be there. She says that I'm kind of concerned too because the last time I talked to her, that she was in and out of the hospital. Okay, so Tiffany then asked the girls. It says that you guys, y'all like the decor, y'all like how everything kind of turned out. So everybody was like, "Oh yeah, everything was great. Everything looked great. It was good." So next scene is Kimmy and Maurice. Child, they were at Credit Nuns building, and I call it Credit Nun with all points intended. All right. With their rotund brother is what I'm gonna call him, Micah, honey. He's acting as a contractor who is weeks overdue in completing the construction of the building. Now, why is it that all the Scott brothers is into construction or in some type of contracting? Why is that? I gotta ask. Maurice at one point was helping build pools with no builder's license. Marsau is now saying that he's this contractor. Now their brother, the rotund big one, that's shaped like the mama over there, Micah, honey, is saying that he is. And then Basement Billy, the crazy one that stay out in the woods up there in the old tree house, he's supposed to be an independent contractor as well. So what is this, like a Scott Brothers thing where all of them is out here building and fixing stuff and all of them late in terms of finishing the job? That's what it get me. So Kimmy and Maurice, honey, they go upstairs once they get to Credit None. While Maurice is actually explaining why he and Kimmy are there, production kind of bleeps out the business name when he kind of mentions the business name. So I guess he didn't want Credit None or Credit. It's called Credit One, but I call it Credit None. I guess he didn't want that to be named on the episode. And we all know why, because they do have very low ratings. And 1-star ratings at that, and very, very bad reviews. So maybe that's why he didn't want it to be named up on the show. All right, so Maurice, like I said, must have been hiding the fact that it was Credit None. Several negative reviews. But let's move on. Maurice then says that they're moving the business over there, and plus they're going to be renting some spaces out. So their brother Michael, Maurice tells his brother Michael that the first, which is when they were anticipating the job to be done, is rapidly approaching. So he kind of wanted the job to go ahead and get finished. Okay. So his brother says that he can wrap up in 3 days beforehand. Okay. He sounded a little sweet too. I don't know if anybody else caught that, because y'all know I don't miss nothing over here. While he's talking, he kind of got this little, his voice is real like feminine, if you will. I don't want to be calling nobody out of their name, but it was giving feminine vibes when he was talking. He was trying to be funny. All them Scott brothers have this real funny by the way they think they all comedians, and the jokes kind of don't land like it needs to, if y'all notice that. Kimmy then goes on to say that this looks like it's not going to be done by the first, Mike, because she's looking around and shit hanging from the ceiling. This needs to be painted. Stuff over here on the floor ain't done. Like his wires hanging out. Ain't no plugs on the damn walls. It's a bunch of stuff that needs to be done, and he's trying to tell them in a few weeks, and I'm just looking like, yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I see somebody else said it in there. They caught it too. So it's a lot of stuff that's not completed. But all the Scott brothers is given, they trying to be contracted. It's kind of weird, y'all. It's kind of weird. Now, we already know this deposition came out with Marsau, and I don't like to keep jumping the gun, but A few of them was named in the deposition in terms of helping with the business here. So it's kind of giving me fraud vibes, if we will. Let's go ahead. So Micah then says, we have been, I gotta say it in his voice, y'all, because y'all know I like to do voices so you guys can feel like you were there. So their brother, honey, the rotund one, Michael said, well, we'll be done in about 11 days, okay? So call me 11 days. Said, call me 11 days, shawty. I was like, hold up. Said, call him an 11-day shawty. I said, okay, first of all, shawty is referenced as a female. When a man is trying to holler at a woman and he call her shawty. Now, you want to be called shawty, then what I was just, thinking might be what it is. Now, I know they say you're supposed to be married out here. And you got some chilling out there or whatever, but that don't mean nothing because we know some men out there that might be a little down low, and I ain't saying he's down low, but you need to put a little more bass in your voice when you talk. That's all I'm saying, okay? You need to put a little more bass in your voice because it was giving broke wrist to me. Moving on, bruh sis. We'll give you that. I'll give you bruh sis, all right? Because it was giving bruh and sis. All right, so he walks out, honey, after getting his little 2 minutes of camera time fame, child. When Maurice tells Kimmy, honey, don't be looking at me like that, okay? Because he says because where we're at right now is really no surprise to me. And I was like, you damn right, because when you get a Scott on the job, you already know that shit ain't gonna get done when it's supposed to get done. So he's pretty much saying it is pretty much slow and unfinished. And I was like, well, damn, that's kind of what Zen Garden said too. But moving on, they could have told you that, Maurice. You could have asked Zen Garden when the shit was gonna be done, and they could have told you the 1st of February. But moving on. So Kimmy then says that she really needed to speak to Maurice, honey, about the conversation at the baby reveal. Now, my thing is this. You are in the company of women. When I go out with my girlfriends, I don't come home and give my husband a blow-by-blow of what me and my girlfriends talked about because it ain't none of his damn business. That's me and my homegirls. We talking our shit. We popping our shit. We talking about random shit that only females want to talk about. He don't want to hear about no female gossip and what we talked about. So why Kimmy needs to give Maurice a blow-by-blow in terms of what was said at the damn expo is beyond me. Like, do y'all husbands not have anything else going on to where they got to sit up and listen to what women business is? It just seems weird to me. I don't sit up and talk about my stuff that I, whenever I go out with my homegirls. I just don't do it. My husband don't want to hear that shit. He want to watch the game. He want to play the game. He want to do his thing. He ain't trying to hear nothing about what no women talk about. So it's just weird that Kimmy want to give him a blow-by-blow of a whole gender reveal. Like, child, goodbye. So she goes on to tell Maurice what was said at the damn gender reveal. Kimmy says, she says that Tisha was there and we had a conversation with Nell, and says that she told her that she invited her, but she did not. All right. So Maurice whole time, he's out, he makes the faces. He's just lying. Then he have the wide eye. So then Maurice then says, Marsau told him that the $100 went towards the sponsorship. Okay. Now they already said that they had sponsorship. So why is the money going towards sponsorship when you already had sponsorship? I caught you in another lie. All right. So Kimmy then goes on to say that according to, the conversation with Chris Fletcher and Nell, it says that Marsau said that nobody paid nothing. So when he says that, Maurice kind of looks like, oh, hell no, because I gave this motherfucker $100. So I need to know what my 100 is hitting on. Yeah, that's what he looking like. I gave this nigga $100. I need to know where my $100 went. Because first of all, you telling me you got sponsorship, and now you telling me my 100 is going towards sponsorship. It's looking like you created your own sponsorship somewhere down the line, and that shit might be somewhere in your damn pocket. So let's move on. So Kimmy then goes on to say that Nell says pretty much that Marsau pretty much said that about the sponsorship situation. So then Maurice says that I need to have a conversation with Marsau. He said, because that secondhand information in this group is always wrong. No, your brother is always wrong. You know how your brother is. You already said that he was pretty much an asshole, okay? You already said that. You know that your brother is smart mouth, and you know that he's very sneaky. One brother knows what another brother is into. You know why? Because your ass is the same way. Both of you guys do the same shit. You just do it a little more. You have a little more sneaky vibes when you do it. Yeah. Maurice, you sneaky, just like Marsau is sneaky, just like all the rest of y'all that hang together, you sneaky. Tisha sneaky too. All right, so Kimmy then goes on to say that clearly someone is misinformed. Kimmy also goes on to say that Marsau will pop off to anybody. He don't care if it's a girl or a guy. She says that he's popped off on Stormy, he's popped off on Tiffany, and he's also popped off on Mel, like he doesn't have a line not to cross when it comes to ladies. I totally agree. We've seen it time and time again with Marsau, which is why I just said Tisha should not be running home telling him anything that has to do with women business, because he's already orchestrating in his mind how he's going to be messy and or running up in somebody's face to run his mouth. And he gonna run into a female, probably like me. Somebody's gonna be like, Then he's scared of his ass, gonna probably give him one of them if you get out of line with me, okay? Because I'm real good with don't piss me off. I'm gonna give you that first, and that's a warning, like, get your ass together because you got something coming after that. But moving on, Maurice, honey. Maurice then also says, Marsau is a sarcastic asshole. Okay, he says that. So then Kimmy then says that Marsau says that he didn't respect that Mel, that Mel was selling t-shirts, which then invoked this huge laughing situation with Maurice. Maurice then goes off into this laughing spell where he's kind of doubled over laughing. He just thought that was the funniest thing when Kimmy, with her messy two-faced ass, gonna bring up the fact that Marsau mentions that Melody is out here selling t-shirts, as if Marsau ain't also selling black t-shirts as well. So how is that so funny? Because he's also selling them. How is that funny? The joke is on you, because what you laughing at her for doing, so are you. Like, sir. Maurice then goes on to say that they're doing some mess, dog. He said, man, they're doing some mess, dog. Like, this is some mess. Then he goes back into this whole laughing spell again, which I didn't really see what was funny. It wasn't that funny to me, but, you know, maybe he wanted some more camera time. Who knows? Kimmy goes on to say that he says that Maurice, Maurice, she says, don't laugh at that. She says, don't laugh at that, but then she's kind of smirking and laughing too. So how you tell him not to laugh when you are kind of laughing too, Kimmy, with your two-faced ass? So Kimmy then says that she suggested something different in another expo. All right, so production then kind of shows the sign outside, which is Credit 1 USA, but then kind of blocks out the email address, which I thought was kind of weird. If you're going to show the sign, why are you blocking out the email address when you've already revealed what the actual business name is? Because they bleeped it out in the beginning, but then they showed the sign, which I thought was hella messy production. Okay, so they're like, y'all gonna find out what this damn business is if it kills me. But moving on to the next scene, Mel and Nell, they meet up at Nell's daycare to talk, and of course they greet each other. Hey girl, how you doing? That's Mel. Hey, how you going? How you doing, girl? I ain't seen you since Tiffany's event. And then Nell, she got that real rough voice, kind of. Oh, we doing good over here, girl. We doing good. I'm happy to see you over here as well. Nell got one of them kind of voices. So then Mel then says, she says a lot was going on, child, at the baby reveal. She says, but Nell, honey, I need it, honey. She said, I need it one-on-one time to try to dish our T-child. Okay. I was just like, honey, y'all laughing at me. Y'all know I like to do voices. That's everything to me. I love it. So they're sitting at the daycare and they're getting ready to have a conversation. And I do have the clip for that. So I'm gonna let you guys hear Nell and Mel having their conversation. They say, yeah, that's that smoker's voice. Y'all a mess. All right, this is Nell and Mel.
I didn't know for sure if you was gonna make it too. The baby reveal.
Well, yeah, Tiffany invited me. She sent me the memo. What did you think about Tiffany's event overall?
Overall, I thought it was great. Oh man, the food was amazing. I had me so many chocolate covered strawberries. That waffle was good.
Oh, for the most part, I had a good time. Of course,
now you were feisty at the reveal. Now, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody just gonna say anything to you.
If I feel like
you
do rub me the wrong way.
But I could tell Tisha don't rub you the wrong way.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that you did not know that I owned a daycare center. You did not know that it was right around the corner from you, really.
You said Fletcher called Marcel the day before the expo.
He did.
And he didn't say, but y'all come on or anything like that.
He said none of that. And that's when I told Fletcher, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They don't want us there. We have supported them.
When y'all were buying cases of black champagne in a bottle, and then y'all have patronized their business a few times.
Exactly. Me and Fletcher, it's always at black. She never knew that we were supporting them like that.
Wow. Y'all hear that?
So I don't know what she knows part of the business and what she don't know, but she says she owns 85% of it. If I own 85% of something, I'm going to know what the hell going on inside the establishment.
All of y'all business y'all in together?
Mm-hmm.
What's the percentage?
50-50.
In all of your businesses?
Yes. What percentage do you own of the company?
85%.
So you own 85% of the company that you've been kicked out of.
Y'all hear that shade?
You know, whenever Marcel and I used to have a company together, we had started getting into government contracting where we were doing proposals and things and submitting bids for the government. There are different certifications. One of those certifications was woman-owned business certification that allows you to get more opportunities. What the government found out, the trifling thing that people were doing, the husband would make
That's so much Wanda Burns.
This is real. The higher percentage owner in the company to say it's a woman-owned business, woman-certified owned business, so they could get more contracting opportunities. So here's my thing: if she owned 85%, that only leaves 15%. Yeah. So what the partner owns? That's what the partner Marcel owns. That's what 7.5. That's what I wanted to get at. 7.5 and 7.5.
Wow.
Yeah, something ain't right. Are you trying to put somebody in the forefront? It's just the face, or are they really involved? There's a difference. There was nothing that came to me in my company with my ex that I didn't know about. I actually ran the company. I think a lot of times things are smoke and mirrors. At the expo, do you think they owe everyone an explanation and what the money, went towards? I think they're trying to make it seem like they're wanting to keep this big secret of how much money they got in, and they really didn't get a whole lot of money. Me, on the other hand, was thinking they made some damn money. I think they don't want to disclose them. But see, they will try to make you think that they made money, and then be like, we only got $500, y'all. They have a whole thing going on right now on social media asking people to donate. They want to raise $150,000 to build a house for a less fortunate family. And I think they've gotten maybe $200, $300 donated in 3-4 weeks. I'll tell you how much it is if it's up there. Let me see. Marsau.
Y'all remember that I did a live on?
I can't look on social because they got me blocked. I got them blocked. Well, how the hell you and Tisha building a relationship if you all? Can I be honest with you? I blocked so many people. I'm not about to go through and find her and unblock her. I'm just not gonna do it. Are you serious? Dead serious. So you got her on block, and you know for sure she got you on block. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I will tell you this. Yeah, y'all ain't friends. Y'all ain't never trying to be friends again. Y'all frenemies. When it comes to Tisha, do you feel like Tisha is a person you want to be friends with? She hasn't been too receptive to me, so I'm good. We can just keep it cordial. After the baby reveal with Tisha, I'm not sure where we stand. Some things just take time, even with getting to know people. You're not gonna always agree. I just think it's gonna take time, but it's not gonna be today. See, my issue ain't with Tisha right now. My issue with her husband right now, because he shouldn't be saying what I got going on in my life, in my business, okay? I think Marcel may have some type of thing with women, because he said before, oh, I thought you was just Fletch's wife. I just thought Fletch just had a pretty wife. I didn't think you really do nothing. And I think he tried to stick his wife in that box every time. It seems like you and her trying to make amends and get back together. He throws a wrench in there to tear all of it and make it all go away.
Where are you going?
Just a little small event with Nell. Hey, what's up?
How are you? Come here to steal my wife?
We're doing a flashback when Mel is hanging with Tisha.
We're not going out to have fun. We're going out to network and meet some people.
We're not going to be a power couple.
This is my friend Letitia. This is my friend Letitia Scott.
What I think is selfish is when you decide that I want to do what I want to do, not what my family needs me to do.
If I want to make sure mentally I'm growing and developing, I don't think that's selfish.
Marcel is afraid that Tisha being cool and around me, that she will pull the strength of a woman that I have from me and get it herself and leave his manipulative lying ass. This little overlay stuff trying to cause beef with Tisha and I, him hoping that I will take out my issue with him with her. I ain't falling for it. I'm not going to allow Marcel to make my issue with him about her. I don't want to really talk to his wife about it. I don't care to talk to anybody in the community about it. I'm going to talk to Marcel. Marcel's such a gaslighter. I appreciate you telling me what was said at the dinner. You sharing that shed light on, man, this dude really still has an issue with me. That part.
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? That's it, and that's all for that scene there, honey. All right, so we're moving on to the next scene. I like the way the two of them kind of broke down the situation with Marsau and the way he is with Tisha. It's true. He don't want Tisha to thrive and do anything because he is afraid she's going to leave if he allows her to get any more independence. That's why he kind of holds her back and keeps her real close and wants her to be at home. He don't really want her to see what's out there to where she starts kind of doing things on her own to where she say, you know what? I really don't really need this nigga. I'm out of here. Okay, I'm out here. Everybody else can see it. And I really feel like Tisha would leave if she could. But I feel like Marsau has gotten her so far into debt until even if she does leave, she's not going to be able to survive. Look at this $900 and something thousand loan, $5.5 million lawsuit. Like, it's a lot. Even if she leaves now, she's in so much debt until it would drive her nuts. And I really feel like Marsau would not step up to the plate and do what he needs to do with Tisha and these kids if Tisha left just because he want to be on his get back. He really don't help her with the kids now. When he talks about those kids, he say Tisha's kids. He don't say my kids, even though they're his. Even though they're his, that's how he see women, as beneath him. And I don't know who raised them. I know he said his dad was in Michigan and his mom was there. Maybe that's the way he saw his dad treat his mom to where she didn't have a voice and to where she wasn't able to be vocally open in terms of how she felt about things or give input in their family life or in their family home. It's sad. And now they have that same idea of how they treat their wives. Maurice does the same thing to Kimmy. He's broken her down. Kimmy is not as strong as she used to be, like she was in season 1. He's broken her down. And it's very, very sad. Let's continue. All right. Next scene is Kiki and her husband, Amin. They're in the kitchen and he's cooking and he's discussing Kiki. And Kiki's also discussing being sick. And Kiki says that that's her excuse for not attending the baby reveal. Okay. We have a clip for that as well. Her husband actually goes on to say, of course, y'all know he's cooking. He said he's cooking his famous wings, macaroni and cheese. He's got some beans that he put in the crock pot, child. He's a kind of hefty guy as well. Child, he is cooking like they over there at Golden Corral. I said you might want to back away from some of them macaroni and cheese and stuff, sir, because you're a little thickums over there. But hey, if she like it, baby, I absolutely love it, child. You ain't breaking my bed when you sit on it. So let's go on and move on, child. Oh, child. All right, so this is Kiki and her husband, Amin, in the kitchen. Oh, let's play. I'm sorry.
Baby Ace's event, and it's unfortunate because I got sick again. And I really wish that doctors would figure out what in the world is going on with me so that I won't keep having to miss these special events.
I think she's lying, but okay.
The opportunity to show my face, and especially with everything swirling right now, I was just too sick. I definitely don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to hide my face, because that's most definitely not the case.
I think that's what it is.
That's not even your personality.
Not at all. So. Now people, of course, are looking at this as an excuse to say, well, did she relapse?
I can tell. So, I mean, I knew it wasn't relapse. At this point, I know when you're normal. I know when you ain't. I know when something suspect going on. So I can tell in your action and your body language and your speech. It's a whole lot of little things I've learned, over the years. So
I just hate that I was so sick. I'm just ready for them to get to the bottom of this, because this is so frustrating. I'm having to miss things and events because I feel too bad to go.
Kiki, I think you
have no idea what it is that's causing this sickness to come about. After going to the emergency room twice, I have to see 2 specialists. One is a cardiologist, and another is the gastrologist, I believe it is.
I honestly think that if you get a grip, if we can get you off the methadone.
I don't think it's the methadone. I don't know what it is.
You don't think, but you don't know. I guarantee you that methadone has some kind of percentage in what's going on.
I mean, he doesn't necessarily like the methadone process. He just does not like the idea of me taking any substance whatsoever. He'll blame anything that goes wrong on that medication. He just does not want me to be, dependent on any substance at all. And you expect me to take your word that you guarantee the methadone has something to do with it?
When you get sick, it's because things that led up to you getting sick. You know that there's been an issue going on with your digestion, so you can't go indulging all that damn Chinese food. You ordered damn near the whole Chinese restaurant I came in like. And then it's 10 o'clock at night, you eating that stuff that late. You can't do that.
For me to call 911 to have to come and get me, it's more than just digestive. That's why I'm like, y'all, it's something wrong with me, and I can't say what it is.
All I'm saying is that stuff plays a part in health. Do we know if that was the reason you went to the hospital the first time? Who knows? All right. However, if I know that I'm having an issue, I'm not doing that. I ain't gonna do nothing but ask you to do what's right. All right.
I mean, sometimes you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, that may be the case. I'm
supposed to do something because you think it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
I don't even mean to necessarily support me the way that I would like him to. My definition of support and his definition of support couldn't be on more opposite ends of the spectrum.
The methadone, the medication, the Crime Stoppers. From my perspective, that's a lot on somebody.
Right, especially me. But you will come down on me as if all of this is my fault. I don't care what goes on. You always come to me berating me before you listen to what it is. It's just like, I don't understand it.
A lot of people jump to conclusions. So if I jump to conclusions more often than not, my apologies on that area.
I just feel like certain conclusions you shouldn't jump to when you know who you're with.
It's human nature. That's just, it's one of those initial things when you see it. Of course, as human beings, you jump to conclusions. No, I'm not. I don't want you to think I'm coming down on you as my fault. But when I get hit back to back to back to back with this, I'm like, like it's just a lot on one person. Y'all know, it's just a lot.
All right, so that's that scene, you guys. That's that scene. I wanted you guys to hear that in its entirety so that you can kind of see the back and forth and what Kiki was trying to explain. Now, in terms of her sickness or whatever, that may be some validity to that, but I feel like she just did not want to go to the baby reveal because she did not want to face the questions that were going to be asked about the Home Depot situation and maybe some other situations leading up to that. I don't think she was ready to answer that. So her being sick was a cop out to not have to face the women and the questions that were going to be asked. Because with all them coming in with 1,000 questions, I don't think she was ready for that situation and to be bombarded and felt ganged up on by everybody asking questions. Now, I don't feel like Mel would have jumped in and asked anything because Mel has already told her that she support her and that she's there for her. Maybe not Stormy, because Stormy had already said she kind of feel bad for her and that she also is very supportive of her. But I know that Tisha would have not jumped, that Tisha would have jumped at the opportunity to jump in and try to embarrass her because that's what Tisha likes to do. She can dish it, but she can't take it. So she would have used that opportunity probably to ask more questions to Kiki than anybody else sitting there. Nell probably would have, because Nell is the question person. She would have asked some questions too. And I feel like you already know Tiffany was going to go all the way in because, baby, Tiffany, she was waiting on her ass to be there. She was, why is Kiki not here? She wanted to be messy. She wanted her ass to be there so she could be messy. So I feel like that's why Kiki did not go. I mean, if she was sick, maybe she was, but I feel like that was her go-to as to why she did not show up. Okay. So next clip is, and we're getting to the end of the episode, guys. This was not a long episode. Next clip is Melody rolls up, honey, in the G-Wagon to go and meet with Marsau, honey, aka Marsha, okay, to go meet with Marsha, honey, to discuss him throwing shade about her businesses. All right, Melody, of course, arrives first because she's always on time, honey, like the Lord. Melody is like the Lord; she is always on time. All right, so Marsau, child, he arrives in a similar G-Wagon now, courtesy of old Rashid over there, because y'all know he's trying to create this look is to try to show that he is rich and that he is moving and popping and shaking out here, when we already know, child, he is on the fraud. He does not own a G-Wagon. If you go and look in his yard right now, across the street from the gas station where him and Tisha live, you will not see no damn G-Wagon parked in that yard. That is a car that he rented for that scene. And as soon as he pulled up, Melody gave that grin like, this nigga, I know he ain't got no G-Wagon. I'm the one with the damn G-Wagon. But go off, sir. If you want to look important for a little scene out here, child, pull on up and look stupid. So, anywho, Melody gets out and she walks up to, it's like an outside table. I guess that's reserved for them at this cafe called Just Love. with her army pants on. I was feeling the army pants. I love some good old army pants, honey. Melody had them child where they were fitting right. You know, her body was looking all great. She was showing her body. She had on her red bottoms. I was like, you better serve the girls out here, Mel. You better serve the girls out here. She had on her millimeters t-shirt because y'all know she gonna always promote, honey, if she don't do nothing else. So Mel was letting y'all know, yes, I do sell t-shirts and wig, and it says millimeters across the top. Get your life and get one. All right, so that's what she was letting them know. You want to talk about my shit? I'm gonna go ahead and promote. All right, so that's exactly what she did in this episode. Mel looked good, like Campbell soup, baby. Good. All right, so moving on, honey. Melody says, honey, that she's there with the opposite energy. All right. So she says, so how Marsau, aka, and I'm saying Marsha, honey, responds will determine on how she responds. She says that in her little hold on. Okay, y'all got the scene for it. She says that in her little her little scene by herself. Y'all know my brain be going away. All right, so production then rolls a flashback to where Melody met with Marsau at Black. Y'all remember when Melody met with Marsau at Black, when Marsau and Tisha kind of had this little fake date thing going on, and Marsau kind of blew Tisha off in order to meet Melody, to where Tisha then started all this crying and stuff. When Melody came up in Black child like she was coming up in there, ruled that thing. Melody was looking good, and Tisha was feeling us type of way, honey. So they showed that scene. Where Marsau was being a total asshole and was asking Melody to thank him for something which Melody refused. Okay, confessional. Thank y'all. Y'all don't brain be, because y'all know I be 100 miles per hour when I'm doing my reviews. But thank you so much. Confessional. Melody's in her confessional. All right. So Melody and Marcel, they're showing, production is showing different altercations between Mel and Marsau, and I didn't realize it was that many, but they've had some altercations. Okay, so this is why they've named it number 5. So Melody and Marsau had another altercation per production's flashback about Marsau blaming Melody for something, saying that she started it, like the female that he is. Okay, Melody and Marsau, of course, met up at the construction site of Black. You remember inside where Melody kind of cussed him out and told him to shut the F up, and I was all the way here for it, which he shut the F up. And I was like, if anybody can shut him down, it's Mel. Okay, you don't never want to be sitting here arguing and going back and forth with somebody that know your shit. You just don't want to do that, because Melody is the type that will break you down like a 57 Chevy if she needs to, and Marsau knows that, and he knows how far to go when it comes to Mel. He'll play that stupid shit like he gonna really play with her, but then when she start talking about some real stuff, then he shut it on up. All right, so Marsau finally pulls up, like I said, honey. And Melody sees him, like I said. He gets out of that old rented G-Wagon child. Melody, she's grinning because she already know what's up. She noticed a fake scene. She know he's pulling up in a car that's not his. Marsau, he gets out. He walks up with the shades on. He got on the dress shirt. He's got on the slacks with the dress shoes, like he's coming off from a date, which he probably did with one of his other sister wives, honey, that Tisha don't know about yet, honey. They ain't been formally introduced yet. But Marsau, child, he walks up to Mel. He kind of greets her. And he asked Mel from afar, hey girl, what's up? Like, they cool. But Mel's like, come on and sit that ass down, because I got to chew your ass cheeks off right quick, because you've been talking shit about me. Don't come up here like we all cool and copacetic and whatnot, because it ain't that. And that ain't what it is, okay? That ain't what that were. All right, sit it down. Put your ass cheeks in them chair. Let me go ahead and chew them off. So Marsau, child, he says in confessional, he says that I'm pretty sure that Mel wants to talk about whatever Nell told her about our meeting with the Fletchers. He says that hopefully she'll see my perspective and my side, and that she can see what I actually said without the embellishment. Oh, embellishment. Did you learn that at one of the 6 colleges that you didn't graduate from? Moving on. Y'all know I'm gonna be hella messy when it comes to him, because I can't stand his ass. All right, so he walks up, sits down across from Mel. Mel asks him what he wanted to drink. He replies he wants black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Shout out to rest in peace to Heavy D. Y'all know that's his song. All right, y'all know the song Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream. He was trying to be smart. Mel says, oh, you want some black coffee with no sugar and no cream? I was like, okay, y'all gonna sing the song or not? But because y'all know he's always seen Melody, honey, as his black coffee and no sugar, no cream, because y'all know he's always flirted with Mel, and that's why Tisha don't like Mel. But let's go ahead and get into this good old clip, honey, because they can tell you better than me. All right.
No sugar, no cream.
You want black coffee, no sugar, no cream?
Let's back it up, because I want y'all to hear the whole thing. Hold up. Shit.
What do you want? Huh?
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
You want black coffee, no sugar, no cream? Well, they're gonna come out. Is that all right? Yeah. How's everything going? What you been up to?
Man, working. It's like
things are moving in the right direction. I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. And you?
Going well.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I like the energy, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll be honest with you.
Please be.
I made a conscious decision.
Because
this wasn't my energy at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it and I said, you know, what would Miss Carol, the lady who kind of oversaw the tea party I did, what would she recommend I do? And how would she want me to converse pertaining to how I'm feeling? And so I just made a conscious decision to go that route instead of going that route.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary. You know why? Because we're intelligent adults. And I'm pretty sure when you say something or when I say something, it's back with some kind of reason.
So, well, let's talk about the reasoning. So, this is why I wanted to invite you. I was at Tiffany's baby reveal, and Miss Nell kind of pulled me to the side, and we were talking. And she said, Fletcher and I went out to dinner with Tisha and Marsau, and she began to share with me the things you had to say about me and my business practices, and a lot of little jabs, I guess.
he looking like he don't know what she's talking about.
A lot of times when people communicate, they have a tendency to embellish. First of all, I didn't call you by name, and it was part of a larger conversation.
Okay.
We were talking, and they said, well, I heard that it didn't go well because you guys didn't want to pay. And so I'm like, no, that's not it right there. And at that point, I'm paying somebody. Who am I paying? What am I paying you to talk about? I'm not going to pay you to talk about your t-shirt business.
He clearly was throwing shade at me.
You know, I do have t-shirts that I sell. However, I think you and I both know that my business acumen goes far beyond the t-shirt business. And why is it necessary to attempt to throw any jab?
See, here's the thing. It's not an attempt to throw your jab. I shared my opinion, and unfortunately, it affected you.
So your opinion is that I have a t-shirt business.
No,
is that correct?
No, my opinion is,
thank you
so much, man.
Thank you.
My opinion is that I don't value that business. Okay? And so
what business?
I don't have a high opinion of the product's business. I have, especially when it relates to the community.
That's what you've been trying to get in is e-commerce. It doesn't make sense.
And I don't have a high opinion of that business.
So what?
I don't have a high opinion of the business that I'm in. I sell, tell me right now.
So you don't have a high opinion of the business that you in.
One of the business I'm in.
What the hell are you in it?
To make money, Nell.
You trying me.
I'm not trying you. I'm not trying.
You are trying.
Let's just have a conversation.
Because you know that. Quit playing with me,
I'm not trying to do that.
Quit playing with me.
I'm not trying to do that.
Marcel's attempt to just limit me to e-commerce, what it is ignorance at its best. He knows firsthand what I do and how I move when it comes to business. Lies, and more lies. For you to try to intentionally.
I didn't, Mel.
Intentionally.
No, I didn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you now. I did not.
Yeah, yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Mel,
you tried to downplay what I do.
Mel, don't cry, Mel.
She was getting something out her eye.
Listen, my bad.
You being smart.
Apologize. Don't cry.
Nobody's crying about you, Marcel. Nobody. Even Tisha ain't gonna be crying about you when she leave your ass.
Why would you want Tisha to leave me?
I ain't said I wanted to. I just got a feeling that
you want my kids to grow up in a single home?
You afraid of Tisha and I being in a good space and her being around this strong woman right here and then hugging the street to leave your manipulative line ass. Well, what do you want?
Baby, they about blew me out the chair, Lord. I had to hold on to my chair. Woo! Oh, I'm back. Hi, it's Caramel. Damn. Baby, when I tell you she ate him up, baby, like a good old nacho cheese over there. Listen, Mel, can't nobody read the girls like Mel, and she do it so eloquently. I live for it, okay? Ain't nobody gonna be crying when Tisha leaves your ass. I live for it, okay? I had to do it in Mel voice. That's for y'all. All right. Now, Marcel, of course, you guys know was hella fake and lying his ass off, okay? Who are you talking about? Because who else in the group sells t-shirts besides you and Tisha? You were talking about Mel, and the fact that you sat your ass there and could not acknowledge that further lets me know that you have female tendencies. You lie your ass off. Be a man, poke your chest out and say, I said that shit, and I kind of maybe said it out of jealousy, or maybe I was just having a bad day. I don't know, but I did say the shit, and I apologize. I could respect you a little bit more if you would have approached it in that manner. But the fact that you sat there and lied and said that you weren't referring to her when she already knew who it was, and I don't think that Nell and Chris gonna sit there and lie to her about that. Like, what are they getting out of lying on you in terms of saying something that you said? And that's the problem. As if we can't roll tape and see what it was that you said. Mel know what you said because all this time you've been jealous of her and her come up since she left Marcel. You know how I know? Because you ain't getting no more of them come ups since she left Marcel, because she don't fool with Marcel. Marcel was the connection to you and Tisha's come up. And now that y'all can't come up off Mel no more, now you're mad, and every single chance that you get, you use that as a get back. You are mad because she's able to level up without Marcel, which she was doing that anyway. She ain't helping y'all no more. She's not helping you no more. So you got to sit back and watch her level up, and everything that she touches turns to gold. You can't take it. You can't stand the fact that Mel is popping it and moving out here. Like right now, she's in Paris Fashion Week. Where's Tisha? At Black, serving watered down drinks on live with her mama, stumbling around all up in everybody's face. She ain't doing no real shit around here. She ain't doing nothing real. Let's move on. He says that, of course, he says that shade for Mel isn't necessary, but he shaded her to the Fletchers, okay? And he also shaded Mel and did not have that same energy. So why did you not have the same energy that you had sitting at the table when you've been a smart ass talking to Nell and Chris that you had when you were sitting in front of Mel? The same energy that you was talking right there, have that same energy there. If you felt it over there, nigga, you feel it right here. Thanks for Black Titanic for being here in the house. Y'all show her some love. She is a content creator. Love me some Black Titanic. Show her some love. She is in the building. All right. Yeah. Same energy. Same energy. If you're talking shit over there, I need it over here. You don't like her? Great. But acknowledge the fact that she is a whole boss out here. Everything that she touches turns to gold. Every time she put out a clothing line with Jay Bolin and sell out in hours. Tisha does not have that acronym about her. She just does not. You know it, Marsau. You low-key like Mel. If you could have Melody over Tisha, you would. You would never say that. You will never admit that. You will never admit that. Melody ain't in lawsuits. Melody ain't getting sued, but you are. You and Tisha are. Which clearly shows she knows what she's doing. She has not been in any courthouse except for this stupid-ass ex-husband of her taking her in there for child custody. If it wasn't for that, Melly would not be in court. But you guys stay in and out of court because you're not paying your bills and you're being sued for fraud and misrepresentation. We have not heard that about Melody. Period. And she has several businesses. And if I had time to sit here and name all them hoes out, I would. But we got to move on, all right? But Marcel, like I said, he backpedaled in terms of what he said, okay? He said that he does not have a high opinion on e-commerce, which is the business that he is in, and that he's only in it to make money, all right? He's only in it to make money and misuse people and run off with their stuff because he doesn't care. All right. Fair use and entertainment. Fair use and entertainment. All right. Let's go and put that out there again. Everything said in the video is a legend, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. Let's go and put that out there again. All right. Because we talking about some stuff in here. Hence the reason that he could tell Joy that he's not giving her an itemized bill of her stuff or a date as to when it will be done. Hence the reason why you done ran off with Bugs money. That is that you just admitted it. You just admitted that you're only in it for the money, not to help people, not to increase your reputation in business. You're only in it for the money. And that's all you've done since for years now. That's all you've done was take money. It's about money for you. But when you're in business, it's more than just making money. You want to also create relationships because you don't want to burn bridges. You never, ever know when you got to go back to that person and do another job. And then that person that you screwed over is going to go and tell the next person not to work with you because you screwed them over. So you are burning bridges as you go in business, and it makes you look stupid while you're only focusing on the money. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Which we already know. Like I said, Zen Garden is suing them for not finishing their work, and they lied about their credentials to get the contracts, and is now being sued for fraud and misrepresentation. There's an excavating company that's also suing them. They're suing him and Tisha for $60,000 for not returning their property and paying them as well. It's a lot of stuff that is going on, which now proves when you just sat here on national television and said it's only about the money, you have admitted, sir, that that is what you're doing. All right. it's starting to really look like you are defrauding people. And Melody is calling it out indirectly, and you can't take it. But that's it. That's the end of the episode, you guys. That is the end of the episode. I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick replay of, well, not replay, a quick fast forward of what's going to happen for the next episode. Now, right here is where Melody is going to check his ass. I'm gonna let you guys hear that, okay?
Next on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
I don't know all what you do. Every time I turn around or every time I hear something, it's about a new business, another business, another business. And it looks like someone throwing something against the wall and trying to see what sticks.
So, okay, see, that's the jab that I'm talking about.
Marcel talking to Mel.
As soon as he came.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. The way he says that he feels like that all of Melody's businesses is just her throwing stuff against the wall to see if it sticks. Is that not what you're doing? Is that not what Marsau is doing? I was like, bruh, that is what you're doing, Marsau. In everything that you're doing. You guys were trying to build this huge house out there. You guys have not started doing that at all. Tisha is selling coffee mugs. Tisha is selling shirts. Tisha is doing the Macy and Mildew, and that's what I call it. Okay, call it shade. That's exactly what it's going to be. The hair care thing is giving fraud because her daughters naturally have long hair. So for you telling people to use this product so that it can make your hair can be long and luxurious like this, it's fraud. It's giving fraud and misrepresentation because your daughters already have long natural hair, and the product is from Canvas Beauty, or it is Canvas Beauty. You guys just switched the labels. We already saw that on national television. So what are you throwing to stick against the wall? And it doesn't look like anything is sticking because y'all ass stay sticking up in the courthouse while we're talking about sticking. All right. T-shirts, mugs, all these community events for money and saying that you're helping the community, but the money is going in your pocket. Okay. All of these, what is it? All these shows and all this other shit that y'all want. And the fact that you didn't even graduate from so many colleges that you went to, and you finally got this business administration degree, which has nothing to do with contracting. I mean, damn, you were fired from the movie theater. That you threw that against the wall. That shit didn't stick. Okay, what else? I'm just calling out just random shit that just did not stick with you, Marsau, since you want to be on that level of BS. All right, then you get fired from the movie theater for being inappropriate. Okay, and then you went crying to Marcel to help you out and go to Melody to see what she could do to help you because you could not find a job anywhere. Because you had thrown everything at the wall and nothing was sticking after that. So you are the king of throwing shit against the wall and it don't stick. And let me give you a snap on that. Catch that T. All right, so let's move on, child. Oh, and Tisha, didn't you do the Mommy Business podcast? Oh, that didn't stick either. Okay. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of shit that ain't sticking. Y'all need to find some better glue over there. All right. Moving on, child. So the next episode is, as I just played for y'all, Mel and Marsau, they're still going back and forth about how he's talked shit about her businesses. The next scene will be Tiffany and Lewis, where Tiffany and Lewis, they're sitting in a park where she's feeding baby Ace. And Lewis is sitting there talking to her. Tiffany tells Lewis as soon as Ace came, meaning was born, that Lewis was gone. Lewis was saying that you knew life was going to change and be different. He says, I'm on the road because of my family. And then Tiffany goes on to say that what about when I need you? What about when I need you? And she looks like she wants to kind of cry, or she looks like she's been crying. Lewis then goes on to tell her, it says, did you want me to stop working? Do you want me to stop working? And Tiffany, she just kind of looks depressed and she looks deflated. But my thing is this, Lewis already told you, Tiffany, he did not want this baby. So now you have created this wedge between you and him to where he does not want to be home because he just wanted you. And I said it the last episode, your children are teenagers. They're getting ready to be moving on out of the house, doing their own thing. And now you started all the way back over with this baby, and he just wants it to be you and him. But you had this baby because you were missing something in your life, which was your father. You were looking for that fatherly love, and you mistook that for having another baby. And now you are starting to feel the crunch in your marriage in terms of Lewis not being there, and you want him there, and he's just not there. It's maybe he's kind of checked out mentally a little bit. It's not to say that he doesn't love you, but maybe he's trying to teach you a lesson in terms of, I need you to hear me when I'm talking to you as my wife and as my husband, so that you can hear how I feel, because my feelings matter as well. It's not always about what you want. Tiffany, she's kind of been a little selfish, and it's starting to kind of bite her in the ass a little bit. The baby is beautiful. Babies are a blessing. But you have women, you have to listen to your spouse when they're talking to you and telling you the things that they need. And you should always get the things that you need as well. It's a 50-50 thing. Okay, the two of you are becoming one. Tiffany, I feel like she thinks that she can just do whatever she wants and not acknowledge how Louis feels. And he's tired of that shit. So he's staying away and he's working more. He could probably be home more if he wanted to, but he's teaching her a lesson. Thank you so much. Somebody said I'm ready for the drink to be thrown in the face. Great commentary. Oh, I can't wait for that episode because baby, I'm gonna have to act all the way up on that episode because I am so ready for that as well. Thank you so much, KBR. All right. Now, the next scene is the core 6 will be having a meeting where Martell, Tisha, Marsau, Courtney, Stormy, Maurice, Kimmy, Melody, of course, is not there because she ain't fooling up with them. And even Tiffany is there. I was shocked to see her there. I was just like, damn, everybody is there. Mel was like, listen, yeah, I ain't got time for that shit. So she's doing her own thing. All right, y'all know Melody's probably catching a flight somewhere to do something else. Marsau is speaking like he has taken over the core 6 group, you guys. He's speaking to everybody like he's running the meeting. He is orchestrating the meeting at this little comeback core 6 group. All right, and they just kind of looking at him like, nigga, who put you in charge? But go off. Tisha, she just kind of sitting, looking at her phone. She just kind of looking down like, here we go with this shit again. So Courtney then interrupts Marsau as he's talking to tell him that they, meaning him and Stormy, don't participate in things that are unorganized. Because y'all already saw how the expo went. So he's just letting him know, look, we ain't about to be on no more bush shit over here. Now, we done saw the expo mess done turned out. Me and Stormy ain't here for it. All right. So Stormy says, thank you, baby. So she is co-signing. She is co-signing Courtney when he lets Marsau's ass know that he ain't down for the BS. All right. So Marcel then responds that you know that we know who we're not fit to invite next time. And then he laughs, trying to be a smart ass. So then Stormy rolls her eyes at Marcel, and Stormy says, damn, he has to get the last word in, just like a bitch. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Did she just take him there? Thank you so much, R-Heb, okay, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, so Stormy up and called him a whole bitch in the meeting, y'all. I was like, damn. So Tisha, she was looking down, but then she kind of looked up like, oh, snap, here we go. But she didn't jump in it, though. So Marsau, being the smart mouth that he is, he says, and I am a bitch, by the way, to Stormy. Okay, so he acknowledges that he is in term of bitch. I was like, well, that's the first right thing that you said this entire season. But go off. All right, so Stormy kind of looks at Marsau like, don't try me, no, don't try me now. Because you know Courtney, you know what he's sitting on over here. Try me. All right. So the Fletchers meet up for the next scene. Okay. Chris Fletcher, well, not the Fletchers, but Chris Fletcher. Chris Fletcher meets up with Martell. Finally, we see Martell. Okay. I said, Lord, is he still unpacking the house? Which is why we ain't seen him. We ain't seen you. Like old Wanda would say, child, we ain't seen you. But he meets up with Martell, who hasn't, like I said, been seen in the last few episodes because he's homeless, child. He is homeless out here. So Chris Fletcher tells Martell that Marsau and he had a conversation, and that Marsau told him that he actually made Shote, honey, and said, guess who owns Shote now? And the way that he told Martell kind of struck something in him, which makes Martell enraged, honey, to where he done snapped and he done got batshit crazy out there on Chris Fletcher, child, like Chris Fletcher said it. I was like, whoa, now you know his ass is crazy out here now. Now you saw how he act down there in Vegas. Why would you tell him that, Chris? Damn. Now, you know he ain't got nowhere to live. Martell got a lot of shit on him right now. Ariana's out here acting crazy when she done bought up the whole store of weave out here. Now, he mad about that shit. Now, he's out here mad he ain't got nowhere to stay, okay? His truck probably got 470,000 miles on it. The bitch won't crank without some jumper cables. He don't want to hear that right now. He don't want to hear that right now. So, Martell then says, it wouldn't be no show without me or Melody. And he's yelling. I was like, oh, Lord, somebody give him some medicine, child. He needs some medication. So he said, put some respect on it, because everything that you have now, you would not have, okay, if it wasn't for me being friends with you and your family. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there you go. The crazy was starting to seep out a little bit more. I was like, yeah, there you go, right there. That bad shit coming on out. So Martell, okay, I was like, well, you wouldn't be where you were without Melody, okay? So stop acting like you did so much, and that Melody, because you know Melody really did all the work, okay? Melody did all the work, so you just brought all the beggars to her. I'm calling them the beggars. All the beggars and all the flunkies to her. All your flunky friends you brought to Mel so she could help them up out the mud, okay? So while you trying to take all the credit like you took whenever you and Mel were together for running running Holt and Holt. You can go ahead and pipe it on back down, sir, and stop being mad over something that you really didn't help orchestrate. You just brought them to her and Mel did all the work. Okay, she just said it in this past episode that she was running Holt and Holt. So what you all mad about? It's really a deflection of you being homeless. That's what it gave me. Okay, but that's it, and that's all. That's what's going to be coming up for the next episode, honey. And I will be right here next Sunday, sitting in this chair, honey, doing my review. And I hope you guys enjoyed the review for tonight. I try to be, a little more animated so you guys wouldn't feel like you want to go to sleep over there. But thank y'all so much, honey. And in my Nell Fletcher voice, baby, I hope y'all come on back for next episode, okay? All right, and y'all have a great night, honey, and be blessed and not stressed. We will have Car Chronicles tomorrow. I already got my show together for you guys, baby. I'm way ahead of schedule, honey. So I'm going downstairs and get in this bed and get me some rest. Love you guys all the way down. You guys be blessed. See you guys tomorrow for Car Chronicles. Shout out to Black Titanic. Thank you for being here in the building, ma'am. If we got any more content creators that join us as well, thank you guys for being here. Maj, y'all did a splendid job as always. Thank you guys so much for being here. We got 830 in the building. 500 likes. Let's go on and get them up. If you didn't hit it on your way in, you can always hit it on your way out. Love you guys as usual, and good night.